Kellen Moore. Cowboys fired, Chargers hired. Now, granted, he drew up a play with Zeke at center, but the speed of this turnaround was shocking. Here's the Cowboys' offensive ranks this year. Pretty good. Coach, we'll start with you. Does this prove that the Cowboys made a mistake in letting Kellen Moore go?
No, I don't think the speed has anything to do with it. I'm sure this was in the works for a while. I'm sure they knew he was going to leave Dallas, and this was a great landing spot. It's great for Kellen. He gets to go. He gets a great young quarterback to work with. He'll probably be a head coach in a year based off of who he's working with.
Yikes.
Yeah, look, first of all, I can't wait to see him with Justin Herbert. My goodness. I mean, and the weapons they have, the receivers, Austin Eckler. So I think it's great for Kellen Moore. I understand sometimes even when a guy's doing well, you just need a new voice. You need a fresh voice. But their offense, coach, the offense has been strong other than in the playoffs. So I don't know, is that what you're focusing on? We can't score in the playoffs after we lead the league in scoring. Not just this year since Dak returned, but last year, the same thing. So I think they should have kept Kellen Moore just because I think the offense was clicking and that wasn't the problem.
Hold on.
He didn't have the greatest weapons either. One great
isn't
receiver.
a great sign when the moment you fire a guy, he gets a job that's theoretically better than the one you fired
20 hours later.
That's not a great sign that you've made the right decision. But can I ask, we all know how this ends now, right? Mike McCarthy's calling plays. This is not an upgrade. Mike McCarthy, I think, and I try to be fair, because I know there's a lot that goes into being a head coach. But he seems to have times at some trouble juggling what he was currently juggling. Now you're adding calling.
What
all the game management stuff, all the things. It's a big job. It's a big job, a lot of things. And now you're adding calling plays. I feel like this is that Jerry went to Mike and said, we need to make all these changes. Mike acquiesced. But all that does to me is delay the inevitable Mike McCarthy firing by a year. Like, I just don't think it ends well for him. Like, you got to fire all these guys.
Yeah, you're just pacifying the fan base, and you're saying, this was the problem. We fixed the problem. Now we're going to have an upgrade. And it's not like Kellen wasn't – it's not like they weren't in meetings together, and Mike couldn't have had as much impact on the offense as he wanted to.
28 points a game is pretty good.
Not bad.
I would take that. Bill O'Brien, we'll be up there next year. Other report, Packers want to, quote, move on from Aaron Rodgers. Nick, is this a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a good idea, especially if they can get a first-round pick for him. Now, I'm sure the Packers would be more comfortable if they had, seen Jordan Love play for a month of football, but that was a terrible idea that no one agreed with, but now clearly they wish they had done it. Here's my question. Because the Jets just hired Rodgers' old drinking and cornhole buddy to be their offensive coordinator. He did.
Darts.
It was darts and cornhole, and he made him laugh. That's what Chris Collinsworth told us on Sunday Night Football, that's why he got the Broncos job. Okay? I'm just telling you what Chris Collinsworth said. I'm not reporting it. I'm repeating it from the owner of Pro Football Focus. Okay? So now the Jets are hiring him ostensibly to get Rodgers. My question is this, Coach. Would you give up the 13th pick of the draft for Aaron Rodgers? Given the contract, given everything? Now you also have dealt with having a really good roster and not the quarterback and know how frustrating it is. So maybe you would, because I think that's the cost.
I was there when we traded for Brett Favre.
Yeah.
We gave up a conditional fourth that could have gone up. And look, if I was the Packers, I would not move on from Aaron Rodgers at all. I'd sit down and hear all of his offseason stories and be annoyed by whatever you're annoyed by with him, because no, it really is hard. No, it really is painful not having an MVP-type quarterback. That's painful. Ask New Orleans. Ask the Colts. Ask New England, ask the Steelers. I mean, you can go on and on. When you've had a great quarterback for as long as Green Bay has, to go from Favre to Rodgers, and now you don't know what you have with Love.
So you don't want to.
I would go hang out in the Amazon.
But Coach, I don't think he's an MVP level quarterback anymore. And he wasn't winning Super Bowls. Heck, even getting to a Super Bowl in his prime, at his best, with very good defenses, Devontae Adams, a good run game. So, yeah, I get it. He's still better than Jordan Love. But how good would they be next year? Maybe they make the playoffs? I would go see what I have in Love. And if he's no good, maybe we get a high draft pick. And maybe we're in the run for Caleb Williams.
If you knew Love was terrible, you would just deal with Rodgers? If you knew he was terrible?
Probably one
and
more
if
year,
you knew
but
he
I
was
don't think
awesome,
they know
you'd
he's
be
terrible.
fine trading him, right?
I don't think they know he's terrible.
Yeah, if
I
only
think
they could have figured it out.
Coach, really quickly on this Jordan Love
He looked
thing.
good in that
Can you
6
tell
minutes
if the guy's got it or not in practice, or do you need to see him in games?
you can get a sense that he does, but until they go out and actually do it in those big moments, it's hard to sit back and go, he's our guy.
Okay. Maybe Jimmy G. We know he can do it in the big moments. Finally, in a story that I 60% believe, Dolphins not expected to pursue Tom Brady. Nick, are you surprised by this news?
I am somewhat surprised. I think it's the right call, even though I'm not a big Tua guy. I just think Tom Brady is a 1 or 2 year Band-Aid that I'm not even sure actually works at this point. Like, I think it's possible we finally, I might have been 7 years early on predicting it, but we finally maybe hit the Tom Brady cliff. To me, Coach, the Tom Brady landing spots are dwindling, and all signs, in my opinion, are pointing to Vegas. McDaniels is there. They have weapons. They got rid of Carr seemingly with no plan, unless the plan was we're getting Brady. I don't think the Niners are doing it, and there have been maybe Tennessee because of Vrabel in that relationship, but I think it's the Raiders, and so I believe that the Dolphins aren't doing it.
Yeah, look, history's been rewritten because when Tom became available the first time, it's not like he had a lot of suitors.
True.
And then when he signed, then everybody's like, oh my God, we should have done it. We wanted him. That's not how it was. I don't know how many suitors he's going to have, but it doesn't really make sense with a young head coach to bring in Tom Brady unless you're going to do what Tom Brady does well and commit to his system.
Yeah, look, I guess they're saying we want to see if next season Tua can play a whole season. Can he get through a whole season? And that's going to determine, assuming he plays well, whether or not we give him a long-term deal or not. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why
you still want him in New England.
Well, I was going to ask Coach. Coach, better than 5% chance he comes back to New England?
God, I can't imagine he'd go back.
Okay, that's a yes.
He's seen life on the other side. I don't know if he's going back.
Wildes, I'm sorry.
I don't know, 1 Super Bowl to 6. Let me do the math. Hey, coming up next, we're going to talk about the Chiefs. Buckle up.
Are we?
First things first.
More banners? Where's that? More banners?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.